Greetings, friends. My name is Pavel Stelmach, and now we'll unveil the news of these days. The second anti-submarine Corvette Hetman Ivan Vyhovsky for the Navy of Ukraine was launched in Turkey. First Lady Helena Zelenska participated in the launching ceremony of the Ada-class Corvette. This vessel was constructed for the Ukrainian Navy at a shipyard in Turkey. Corvette will start operating in 2026, according to Oghuz Gülenrus, CEO of the Turkish shipbuilding company that constructs vessels for the Ukrainian Navy. In 2027, the Corvette is supposed to be sent to Ukraine.
Хто знають, що таке безпека і наскільки вона важлива.
We understand the importance of security better than anyone. This Corvette will ensure the safety of our shared region, the common sea of our countries. We're defending not only ourselves but also the very principle of peaceful coexistence for everyone. Thus, the ship is another step on this path.
The First Lady expressed her gratitude to the Turkish companies, the commander of the Navy, and the entire diplomatic team of Ukraine for strengthening the defensive capabilities of our country. With a vessel of this class, Ukraine will be able to protect its national interests not only in the Black Sea and Azov Seas, but also in the Mediterranean and the Atlantic Ocean. The wife of the president of Ukraine also visited the first Corvette built in Turkey, Hetman Ivan Mazepa, which is currently undergoing sea trials. I remind you that Hetman Ivan Mazepa was launched on October 2nd, 2022. And the keel of the second was laid in Turkey last August. The construction of these ships is part of a framework agreement concluded between Ukraine and Turkey at the end of 2020. According to the Navy, the First Lady broke a bottle of champagne against the hull of the ship, given the name of the Corvette according to tradition. Ukraine will always have the strength to act at sea and protect its own interest. The Ukrainians have already proven this by liberating the Black Sea area from the occupier ships. And now we are proving it by building our new navy. Putin greets killer Krasikov in a friendly manner. As part of a prisoner exchange between Russia, the US, Germany and 3 other states, 8 Russians had been brought back to Russia late in the evening, including Vadim Sokolov or Krasikov, Vladislav Klyushin, Artyom and Anna Dultseve, Pavel Rubtsov, Vadim Kanashenak, Mikhail Mikushin and Roman Seleznyev. At the same time, Vladimir Karamurza, Ilya Yashin, Evan Gershkovich, Paul Whelan, Kevin Leak, Demuri Voronin, Alsu Kurmasheva, Leah Chanisheva, Vadim Ostanin, Ksenia Fadeeva, Alexandra Skanichenko, Andrei Pivovarov, and Oleg Orlov left from Russia. While meeting the Russians at Vnukovo airport, Putin greeted Krasikov with "What's up?" and hugged him. Krasikov is a former Russian Federal Security Service officer who was sentenced to life imprisonment in Germany for the murder of former Chechen field commander Zemlykhan Khangashvili. In 2019, Putin was asked about the case at a news conference in Paris. Visibly angry, he said Khangashvili had been a terrorist who had killed many people in Russia and that Germany had refused to extradite him. Russian President Putin received newly freed Russian prisoners held in the US and Europe who were released as part of the largest East-West prisoner swap since the Cold War. After he was convicted in Germany, Krasikov stayed and served his sentence near Berlin, but then was moved because of fears that other inmates were plotting to kill him, according to German police. Krasikov enjoyed the rights guaranteed to prisoners by law in Germany, including the right to work, receive professional training, visit the gym, or participate in group sports such as soccer, and order books in his own language. Last year, he was reading Soviet-era bestsellers glorifying the exploits of a Kremlin secret agent. A guard of honor dressed in parade uniforms flanked Putin himself as he waited for the exchanged prisoners to descend from the aircraft. First out was Krasikov wearing a blue cap. Like an old comrade, Putin shook his hand and hugged him tightly. He only said one word, "Welcome." All can I say now is to quote Joe Biden, who said one word, "Stop." I don't know exactly what the president of the US meant by that, but I hope to stop Putin, or at least the war, but not the prisoner exchanges. India plans to become more actively involved in diplomatic actions in Ukraine. As US Deputy Secretary of State Kurt Campbell said, commenting on the recent visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Moscow, this indicates plans to become more actively involved in the diplomatic work near Ukraine. As Reuters writes, the Indian embassy in Washington commenting on Campbell's statement referred to a press briefing by Indian Foreign Minister, at which he said that more needs to be done to stimulate negotiations to end the war in Ukraine and that India is one of the few countries maintaining contacts with both sides. We believe that we need to be more active, Jaishankar said, adding that before his visit to Moscow, Modi met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on the sidelines of the G7 summit in Italy. There will be more contacts between us and Ukraine, as well as between us and Russia, he added. Let me remind you that in June, Indian Prime Minister Modi met with Ukrainian President Zelensky in Italy during the G7 summit. They discussed the current situation in Ukraine, with Modi emphasizing the importance of dialogue and diplomacy. In July, Modi visited Moscow on the day when a Russian missile hit the Okhmadit Children's Hospital in Kyiv. Indian Prime Minister Modi will pay an official visit to Kyiv for the first time since the start of the full-scale war in Ukraine, via news reports, citing sources in Indian diplomatic circles. The visit is expected to take place in the third week of August, most likely on the 23rd. Earlier, Modi spoke by phone with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. During the conversation, Zelensky invited the Prime Minister of India to visit Kyiv. In July, telephone contacts also took place between the heads of the foreign ministers of the two states, Dmytro Kuleba and Jaishankar, and the head of the Office of the President of Ukraine, Andriy Yermak, and the Minister of National Security of India, Ajit Doval. After the talks, Jaishankar reported on the social network X that the conversation was devoted to the further development of bilateral relations between India and Ukraine. And that concludes our today's video for now. Thank you for watching. Stay updated, comment, subscribe to our UATV English channel for more news from Ukraine, because it is your support that matters for us. Goodbye.